Hello everyone, my name is Mobisola Bada and you're welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing us a tutorial on how to draft your basic bodice pattern. This is a beginner friendly and extremely detailed video, so make sure you like, comment and subscribe to my channel just to support me. Also, I'll be dropping new videos weekly, so ensure you turn on the notification bell to get notified each time I drop something new. So let's get started, guys. To draft our basic bodice pattern, we are going to need the following sewing equipment: your French curve, your ruler, your pair of scissors, your marker, you could also use a pen, and your measuring tape, and of course your paper. You could use cardboard paper, you could use brown paper like I'm using, you could use tracing paper. So you fold your paper into two. Mine is folded, you can't see it clearly because I had to tape my paper to my table, so mine is folded into two because I'm cutting both the front panel and the back panel together. I already folded my zip allowance because I'm cutting both the back and front panel together. So this is my 1 inch zip allowance, so I folded that inside. I'm going to work with it later. The first thing to do is draw your shoulder line, right? You draw it at any point here. Just draw a straight line. Draw it. After that, draw out your bust point. Your bust point is the distance between your shoulder line and the center of your bust. For me, it is 10, so you mark that out. Then the next thing is to mark out your waistline. Of course, it's the distance between your shoulder line to your waist. So you'd have measured that on your body. For me, it is 15. Then the distance between my shoulder line and my hip is 24. So you're going to draw out all of those lines. So here we have our shoulder line, our bust point, our waistline, and our hip line. So the next thing to do is to mark out our neckline. For the neckline dimension, we are going to be working with a neck width of 3 inches. So we are going to mark 3 inches at this point here. That's the standard. Also, for the neck depth, we are going to be working with 3 inches, right? So we then take our French curve and connect this to this. That is our neckline. So the next thing to do is to mark out our shoulder length on this shoulder line. The shoulder length is the distance from one shoulder to the other. For me, it is 15. So we are going to be dividing that 15 by 2, giving us 7.5 because our fabric is folded. So we are going to mark out 7.5 here. Then there's something called the shoulder slope. Because our shoulder is not straight, our shoulder is slanting downwards, there's a need to mark out that too on our paper. So on this shoulder line, we're going to come down by 1 right here. Some people come down by 0.75 inches, but for the purpose of this video, we are using 1 inch. Then we are going to connect this shoulder slope to our neckline this way, right? See, this is our shoulder slope. The next thing we are going to do is place our dart measurement. To do that, we are going to find our nipple to nipple measurement. The nipple to nipple measurement is the distance between both nipples. For me, it is 7. So we are going to divide that 7 by 2, giving us 3.5. So we'll then go to our bust point line and mark out that 3.5. On the waistline too, we'll mark out the same 3.5. On the hip line, we'll mark out the same 3.5. After marking out 3.5 here, 3.5 inches here, 3.5 inches here, then you connect the dots with a straight line. Then on your bust point line, you come down by 1 inch. That's the beginning of your dart right here. On your hip line, you come up by 2 inches on your hip line. That's where your dart will end. So on this waistline, you take half inch to the right and half inch to the left. See, so now we have 4 points for our dart. So we are going to connect all of these 4 points together to form our dart. Here we have it. This is the beginning of our dart. This is the end of our dart. So the next thing we are going to be doing is draw out our armhole lines. If you don't know yours, you could just use your bust measurements, divide your bust by 6, then add 1.5 inches. So for me, we are using 8. You come to your shoulder length point, right, and mark out your 8 inches, your armhole length. Mark it out here and extend the line. So we are going to call this new line your chest line. You then connect it together. And the next thing we are going to be doing is inserting our body measurements onto this vertical line. So you come to this chest line, right, and mark out your bust measurements. For me, my bust is 36, so you're going to be dividing that by 4. The reason we are dividing it by 4 is because our panel is a quarter of our body. So 36 divided by 4 for me is 9. So you mark out that 9 on your chest line. Then you come to the waist. My waist is 28, so you divide it by 4 also. That's 7. Remember that we removed half inch here for the dart, another half inch here for the dart, so we are going to add that back. So 28 divided by 4, 7 plus 1 that we removed from the dart, 8. We'll mark that out here too. We'll also come down to the hip line and mark out our hip circumference. My hip circumference is 38, so 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. So I'm going to mark it out here. Note that we didn't add anything to my hip circumference here because we didn't remove anything on the nipple to nipple line here. Then we connect these 3 lines together. You can use an hip curve here to curve out the hip. Next, we move to the armhole line so we can draw out our armhole curve. So we are going to do the front armhole first. We'll come back to this armhole line. Find the midpoint of our armhole line. This is it. Like I said earlier, we're going to be doing the front dart first. So from this midpoint, we are going to come out by 3/4 of an inch. We'll mark it out. The reason for this is to accommodate the arm better and to avoid the clothes being tight in the armhole area. We are going to connect from this point on the shoulder line to this midpoint that we came inside. Remember we came inside by 3/4 of an inch. So draw a straight line to connect together. Then you take our French curve and connect this point to this point to form our front dart. To do our back dart, we are just going to connect this point, this midpoint on the original armhole to this point on our chest line. Here it is. This is our back armhole. This is our front armhole. For the neck dimension of our back panel, on our shoulder line at this point, we'll come down by 1 inch. That's usually the standard. 1 inch here. Then connect together with your French curve. So the neck depth of the back panel is 1 inch. We marked it here. Then we connected to the shoulder line using our French curve. So this is our back neckline. Now we are moving on to the side dart. The reason we usually include side dart in our clothes is to give your outfit more fitting and make your outfit snatched. You look firm. So to do that, we are going to mark out the middle of this line. This line here, we'll mark out the middle. So this here is the middle. Then from your breast point, this is your nipple to nipple point on your breast point line, you are going to come out by 1 inch. This is to mark the beginning of your dart. This is where your dart begins. Then you connect this point to this point. Sorry guys, I made a mistake earlier. After finding the midpoint of this line and marking it out here, we are supposed to connect this to the nipple point on the bust point line instead of taking 1/2 here. Sorry for that error. So we should simply have connected down here. So this is our dart line. Okay, so to figure out the beginning of our dart, we'll just take 1 inch from this point. 1 inch will come out by 1 inch at this point. So this is it. Then we mark out 1/2 inch on both sides of this midpoint. 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here. Then you connect to this midpoint. Let me use my pen. It's easier using my pen. Connect to this midpoint. Also connect to this midpoint. So this other line is useless. It was an error. This line was an error. So here we have it. This is our side dart. Because we already removed 1 inch here for the dart, we need to add it back, because if we don't, your outfit will be lopsided. It's not going to be straight. It's not going to look good. You need to balance it here. So add it here. Then extend the line. So we'll join it here, connect it here. We are going to slant it also. To connect it to this point. So when we are sewing our outfit, once we join the darts here together, it's going to balance up. Now we are going to unfold the 1 inch zip allowance. Then we are going to separate the front panel from the back panel. Now we have our back panel and our front panel. So I'm cutting out my back panel first. So to do that, we are first going to extend this neck depth down here onto the zip line, right, for the back. So we are going to cut it. So I'm going to detach it. So this is my front panel and this is my back panel. So I'm going to be trimming off the zip allowance in the front panel because we don't need it. The armhole curve. Yeah. Remember this line, this 1 extra hinge that we put here to balance up that we removed here on our front panel. We don't need it on the back panel because there's no side dart on the back panel. So we are going to remove it to this point here, just to get rid of the 1 hinge. So connect it. Then cut it off. So there is our back panel. The next thing we are going to be doing is marking it out for easy identification. Then our zip allowance, I'm going to thicken the line. I'm going to put the body measurements onto this back panel. I already marked it, so I'll just rule it out. This is the hip line. Also, I'm going to be moving my nipple to nipple line down here on this point too. For the back panel, we are going to come down by 1/2 inch on this chest line. So 1/2 inch here. This is where your dart is going to begin. Then on the hip line, we are going to come up by 2 inches. That's where your dart is going to end. Also, on the waistline, we are going to take half inch to the left and half inch to the right. So we are going to connect the 4 points together to form our dart. So guys, that's our back dart. I don't know if you guys have noticed that sometimes when you wear a dress, it's usually scrunched up at the zip area at your back, and that's because we've always like left our zip allowance like this, but the back is not straight. There's an arc at the back, so we are going to account for the arc on our zip allowance. I'm going to show you how to do it. We'll move to this waistline here. We'll drag it out a bit, drag it into the zip allowance. Then on that zip allowance on the waistline, you take out half an inch, come inwards by half an inch. This is it. Then connect that point to your hip line, the extreme end of your hip line. Also connect the point, same point on the waistline, to the extreme end of your neckline. That's what I'm going to do right now. So that's it guys, you just blend this together with your hip curve or your French curve or whatever. Also from this second line, I'm going to be coming in by half of an inch, mark it, and also connecting it to this end of this corner on this line, and also connecting it to the end of this corner. So that's it guys, this is our new zip allowance here and here, this line and this line. So we are going to cut away this part, we don't need it. These 2 lines are now our zip line. That's it guys. If you found my video helpful, like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have any questions you need me to answer, leave them in the comment section. Thank you for watching my video. See you next time. Bye.